Good evening and welcome to Friday Night Live. This is our Millwall podcast, and every Friday night for the next 2 hours you are joining myself and Stephen, where we will be talking everything Millwall. We will be previewing the game tomorrow against Hull even, and we'll probably be talking about everything else. We have got a question for the show. What we will do and obviously if you've got any other questions and you do want to pop them in the comments, then please do so. If you're watching on Twitter, hi, you can only reply on Twitter. If you watch us on YouTube or Facebook, then you can reply in the main body with everybody else. So crack on. Thank you very much for joining us. Stephen, how are you?
Very well, Mickey. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. I'm glad it's the weekend. And yeah, thank God it's Friday, as they say. Reminds
Absolutely.
me I need to go buy a crunchy.
I'm enjoying the kind of 90s hip hop music in the background. I'm quite enjoying that.
Yeah, it's all right. And it's royalty free. It's Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre influenced through StreamYard. They've now gone in with a partnership, and they offered us 6 months free. So we'll love it. But it is good. But I think we're done now, don't you? I don't think we need it through the whole show. So then let's crack on with the comments, because that's what we're here for. And let's just go to that one first. Oh, there we go. Would you like to read the message, Stephen? Off you go.
Morning, people. Well, Mickey called an away win, but it's still a band-aid on an amputation. Gary Houdini strikes again.
It is, but I don't really want to be too negative all night, because...
Well, no, we get hammered for that. We got hammered for that on the Space the other night.
Yeah, I just think that it's what it is. We know what Gary Rowett's all about. And if you look at what we've been doing the last 6-7 games, we've gone win, draw, lose, win, draw, lose, win. So hopefully tomorrow we'll go win. But realistically, if we follow the pattern, then it's a draw. So bung your money on the draw for tomorrow, gents and ladies. Ted Striker, good evening. Good evening. Ted Striker is from Aeroplane, isn't it? I swear it is.
It's got to be.
It's that fella. I think it's that fella in the picture from Aeroplane, but yeah. Connor, good evening. Steve Chilton. Hello, Stephen. Sorry, mate.
I don't know what you've done, but apology accepted.
Afternoon, gents. Afternoon, that's the New Zealand bunch. Is the old school. Good evening, Chris. Darren, good evening, gents. Just a heads up, notifications are not coming up on Facebook. Okay, if you can just share it for us, that'd be great. You've probably got more friends than we have, but yeah, no, that's cool. Alex S, good evening. Are we in a drone? No, it's another new feature they're giving. If you don't like it, I can put a normal background on, but if I kick Stephen out for 1 minute, then you can see we're flying over our beloved church. That touch and through ball from Watmore, I'm still applauding. Yeah, it is. Good evening, lads. Normally catch up on Spotify, but managed to catch you live. Well, welcome to the live edition, Aaron. And we'll just say Aaron Day, first time live listener. There we go. You see, when you listen back on Spotify, you'll get it all. So yeah. Right. Good evening. Just negative at the dentist, Mickey. I'm confused on that. So yeah. Just negative. Oh mate, I can't stand fucking dentists. Depression last week. The journey home was miserable. Then Wednesday night was unbelievable. Canada. Wow. Okay, Canada. Monica Jones. Good evening, Monica. Good evening, Dan. Stephen, no shorts are a crime against humanity. Oh, what shorts, Stephen?
I have no idea. Honestly, someone's apologised to me, and
did you wear shorts to football last Saturday?
Yes, I did wear shorts to football last Saturday.
Were they a crime against humanity?
No, they were just blue shorts. Chris, just
you see, the problem is with doing these shows is that people recognise your face, and then they see you at the ground.
Yeah, I know. Also, I'm just going to point out, because this will make her evening. You put up a comment just a second ago from Monica Jones. That's actually my mum.
Oh.
I'm converting her. She doesn't particularly like football, but we're now converting her to the ways of Millwall. So that's why she's tuning in. Hello, Mum.
I feel your pain. Having a part with him, I only do it 2 hours twice a week. So yeah. There we go. See, look, someone likes the background. Where we go. What more touch before the free ball?
Yeah, unreal.
Should we talk about? Should we talk about them and then come back to some of the comments? So, I think 3 standouts there from Tuesday even was Norton Cuffy can play as a centre back, and why hasn't he been playing?
Well, wait. Wes Harding.
Wes Harding can play as a centre back, and why haven't we put him there all season? And Fleming looked a lot more active in his number 10. Watmore looked great. And Norton Cuffy was all right as well.
I mean, Wes Harding is just baffling. I don't understand how everyone knows we've had defensive frailties, shall we say. But he just looked comfortable. He looked like a leader. Obviously, Dan from the podcast, Negative Dan, as the listeners would know him, as said, he was like a leader. He marshalled the troops, had a little bit of mobility, pace about him, some really good tackles. And it just begs the question: we've had our struggles in defence. Why not play him earlier? I'll be amazed if he doesn't get another opportunity tomorrow. And rightly so. It's sometimes Rowett talks about players get an opportunity when others get injured, and Wes Harding certainly done himself no favours. Certainly done himself no harm with his performance. Mixed comments on the background as well. I see it's changed.
Yeah, no, because a couple of people were going, it's making me dizzy. So I thought, well, we'll just do it. So yeah. You see, our furthest away fan was saying it makes him dizzy, which is Tony. And we have to keep someone farther away from us as possible. So yeah. Are they the same shorts last week?
Honestly, I have no idea. What
YouTube shorts?
No, I don't post anything on YouTube other than what goes out on the pod.
Hello, Mum. Come on your lines. Okay. Is anyone in the comments who was there last week on Tuesday? Let us know, obviously, what you think of it, and also, obviously, who you think your man of the match was. I think Wes Harding was probably man of the match, to be fair.
Oh, absolutely. He was unreal. It's unreal.
No. And also this weekend, we're going to be doing a new little feature for these shows. So look out across the socials after the game, because we're going to be testing something this weekend where you can rate the players, and then basically on the next show, we'll basically call it up and see what you voted for. None of this stats and based on goals and all this. We're going to be looking at doing player ratings based on Millwall fans choosing a number between 1 and 10 for each player. So hopefully we will get some interesting findings, and it will be good. So yeah, I'll see. What you got to say, Stephen? Anything? Because I'm just, I don't know.
On that comment you just put on there, can you pop that back the wingers? I would love to see us play with wingers. I really, really would. But we've only really got one natural winger available tomorrow, with Ryan Longman unavailable because obviously playing against his parent club. And Maku is the only winger that we have. I know Fleming will go out there, or Watmore or SA, but they're players, as we saw on Tuesday, when Watmore and Fleming were central, the link up between them was very, very good. Goal and assist for Fleming. I would love us to play with wingers. I really would, but I just don't see that being an option. And on the subject of Duncan Watmore, I think Watmore will have games where he looks $1 million like Tuesday. I thought everything everything that we did that was good for 60, 70, 80 minutes with him on the pitch come through Duncan Watmore. But I think we're going to have to be patient with him in those games like that we've seen in the past where he doesn't do an awful lot and you're kind of thinking, what's happened to him? I think it's going to be really good, really bad. I don't think you'll ever get in between.
Yeah.
And that's okay if other players are stepping up, but if they're not, that's when it just doesn't really look. It's not going to work.
I think, there are a few players who are very hit and miss, though, isn't there, in a minute?
But
we just don't know where we're going to get them.
That's why they're playing for Millwall. Let's be honest. You know, in terms of wages, in terms of being we're not one of the big boys in the Championship. I don't think we're one of the smallest, but we're not one of the big boys. So I think, you have to accept sometimes. It's why we've signed players like Mason Bennett. We've always said, had Mason Bennett have been able to keep fit, he would be playing at a really, really good level. But unfortunately, his injuries go against him. So it's clubs that have to take risks on those type of players. Look,
do you believe with that? What Tony said there, Wes Harding's got to start every game now.
I don't know about Hutchu. I think Harding deserves a run of games. He really, really does deserve a run of games. I think it'd be really interesting if we do get all of them back after the break. What he does, I think he'll go back to Hutchinson, Leonard, and Cooper. I think that would be his first choice. But as I think someone said earlier, you don't really change a winning team. And if we can get a result tomorrow and Harding puts in another good performance, again, there's no reason why he shouldn't keep the shirt.
Yeah, no, I get that. I think Bart had a decent game as well on Tuesday.
Absolutely. I tweeted after the game that I reckon on Saturday he probably felt a bit low. The second goal was poor. There was a lot of talk about it, a lot of chat on Twitter about who should have done what and the defending and closing it down. Bart would have walked off on Saturday after that, especially after that second goal, thinking, what have I done? It lay underneath him. And I thought, Plymouth had quite a few chances, but Bart stood up to it and kept them out. And we know that's what he's got in his locker. We know he can do that. It's just perhaps trying to forget about that. Forget about last Saturday. He's had another clean sheet, 3 clean sheets in the last 4, I think. So really, really good returns.
I agree with them there. Fleming and Denor, brilliant. Harding, outstanding, definitely.
Casper Denor is just so good, isn't he? He's just quality.
Yeah, but he is quality now. He's being able to give a bit of freedom where he can play. Because when he wasn't, and he was being tucked up sort of in different places, he weren't great. But now with Fleming where he is, and obviously the front two, then now we're looking as if we can actually cause it. It's lovely to be able to sit there and go, Denor's good, Casper's good. Harding's great. Fleming's okay. Cuffy was all right. I mentioned a few players now, like what we said on the space. Realistically now, and contrary to popular belief, we are probably we are definitely 2 people who would never want Millwall to lose for whatever reason. We just it just wouldn't it wouldn't happen. But I do think that it has papered over the cracks, and I do think that if Gary is as good an observer as allegedly he is, he would have seen that there's a few bits on that team on Tuesday will work, and he needs now to build around that team.
Absolutely.
He needs to look at, I would say Danny Mack in defence rather than all the way up and down that wing would be a good move, because I think he's solid in defence.
I think it depends, though, and I think it's really interesting. For what you said there, I will never, ever, ever want Millwall to lose a game of football, ever. I know people to say, if we lose, we're out or go. I want us to win games of football. You lose, you're in the wrong. You're following the wrong sport if you want your team to lose. But come back in 5-6 games if we can put a run together of having the right players playing, getting a little bit more on the front foot. I actually think away from home, Gary Rowett has it quite right. Our away form, our away record this year, I know Norwich was poor, but away from home, we've beat Middlesbrough, we've beat Plymouth, we've got a point at Birmingham. It's okay. The style is okay. Okay, we might want to be a little bit more attacking, say, than what we were at West Brom, which we also got another point. But it's at home. It's finding the balance at home. It's finding. And Jake Cooper went on. A player come out, which they never ever do. A player come out and said we struggle to play at home. In as much words, I know he worded it differently than how I have there, but he basically.
We find it harder to take it to teams at the Den than we do away from home. Yeah.
Which is admitting that they struggle at home, which is ridiculous considering that our home form over the last couple of years, minus this year, has been superb. The players can see it. Rowett must see at home it's not working, and I think away from home, fine. Stick to the same system. We'll pick up a fair few points away from home, but it's got to be better at home. It's got to be better.
I mean, Chris has got a point there. If Murray is fit, I bet he drops Harding, and I bet he still puts Campbell instead of.
He probably does. And I can't be bothered to. As I said to you boys in the chat on Tuesday, I celebrated Saville's goal more than any goal this year because he deserved it. He deserved to stick two fingers up to the manager and go, "That's what I can do. Yeah, give me a chance 100%. To play."
100%. Obviously, as well, we have got the hashtag free George Saville.
Yep.
Good evening, Georgie. Is there something going on with Saville behind the scenes? You tell us. I don't know. They're obviously not getting on. Mate, it had me as well. To be honest with you, Tony, it had us all pissing ourselves and thinking, one, how the fuck did the ref let that go? But two, did he just deem that that the other lad just needs to get down the gym a bit and just bulk himself up a bit? Because, Stephen, when we did the space, Stephen was listening back to it or watching it back as we were doing the space, and he's going, "Oh no, that's definitely a foul." And I was going, "No, it's just dirty."
Do you know what he's trying to do? I'm convinced he's trying to give away a free kick to waste time. He's trying to waste time, but instead comes away with the ball. The ref don't blow, and he's thinking, all right, result, and then we go and stick the ball in the back of the net.
Because he did proper drop the shoulder, didn't he? And just literally launched the gazer into row fucking Z. Do you know what I mean?
He did
knock him in.
But if you also see it back, the guy looks up, looks for the foul, realizes he's not getting it, and then just stays on the floor. So whilst it doesn't look good, it probably was a foul. There is a hint of, I don't actually think Fleming really catches him in the face. I just think it's a really, really hard tackle.
Think it's about here.
Yeah.
It's about here, and he just elbows him in. So
yeah. And he's thinking, I'll get it. Looks up, then he don't.
Agree, away a revolution. Yeah. Has Fleming turned a corner now, do you think?
Possibly,
but it was this time last year. Oh, is that your mate, is it?
He's a Norwich fan. He's all right, though.
Blocked. Where are we? Oh, God. I know, where are we? Hang on. Gone too far now. There we go. Right, another question then from you. I thought that on Tuesday's game that we didn't kick into gear until halfway through the second half and late subs and closed Plymouth down.
Yeah, again, I think I agree, but away from home, especially, I mean, they did put 6 past Norwich. They've scored a lot of goals. I mean, they've only lost what, one before us, 1 or 2 games at home for God knows how long.
They've not scored since April.
Yeah. So they score goals at home. They win games at home. It's a tough place to go. I think the problem is with Rowett is that he, as I said earlier, away from home, I think he's got it down to a T. He's got it nailed on what he wants to do. The thing is that once you do neutralise a team and you stop them from scoring, like he did on Tuesday, he went for it. But at West Brom, we were on the front foot and then he let them back into the game. I know he missed a penalty, so that might help. But you've got to stop them first, then go and win the game, not the other way around. Because if you don't score, you just sit back and let them. I do agree, though. I think first half, we did struggle to get going. But they didn't have... I don't think they had many clear-cut chances in the first half. We just let them have the ball, which is what Rowett does anyway. Yeah,
no, that's it. Question then for the comments for everyone watching. which is going up nicely. So yeah, all good. Is Nesbitt the answer up front? Jonathan thinks that he's more of an 18-yard box striker, and that's just not our style. I sort of probably agree with him to a degree. I said that before, that he's pretty much a poacher rather than a striker. Then a couple of other people made comments when we did the space and said that Nesbitt's one of the unusual strikers of modern day where he can actually run with the ball. So, if you can get the ball to him, he is capable of running with the ball, which is more of what we need rather than someone to sit in the 18-yard box and try to take shots.
I still want to reserve judgment because I think in pre-season what I saw, he looked quite good. He's got a couple of goals. I just think
Splinters on my arse.
We don't create enough chances for him.
No, I agree. Look at Bradshaw. When we give him chances, he gets there. When we don't, he don't, does he? That's the fucking big problem.
Yeah. I think, as I say, I think Nesbitt. I think he'll prove to be a good striker. I just don't think we play to his strengths whatsoever.
Formation at home is shocking.
Yeah, agreed.
Even 100%. Stevie Wonder could sense that. Zion's elbow done more than Alan Campbell this season. Your words, not mine, but I don't think you're wrong. Saville has to start over Campbell, surely, 100%. Right, Danny's a great defender, but he couldn't cross a bridge. Back four Danny all day long. That's what I'm saying as well. Play him in his proper position. But then we play with right back and then Norton Cuffy in it. Horses for courses. Don't be predictable with formations. 100% agree with you there. I think the problem is that a lot of clubs know what we're going to play, know that we've got a couple of older players on the back line, and if you run them, they can't keep up with you. So I think every team knows what they need to do. When we suddenly cause them problems and suddenly put a bit of pace in the back and put a couple of players what will have you, all of a sudden it just breaks it up because they suddenly make an attack in, we get it up front, and we just keep going. So yeah, I feel sorry for the legend Super Neil Harris getting sacked for losing 3 games in a row. It's football, unfortunately, and the problem is that they've got new owners there, and the new owners will just do whatever needs to be done to make sure that they keep the fan base on side. There's possibly more there than meets the eye. I don't know, because it does seem very strange.
They're the lowest scorers in the division, and when you've got a bloke who's got the goal record and the kind of attacking prowess that he had, that doesn't. No, I think it's harsh. Don't get me wrong; they're 8th in the league and 2 points off the automatics, but they've slowly started to realise if you don't score in a game, they'll get beat 1-0, and they can't. And I think the fans are starting to turn.
Atmosphere then just isn't great. No, it isn't. But I do think, it is too defensive. But I do think that if we played like we did at Plymouth at the Den, I think that will get the fans on side. And I think
second half, yeah.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, you'll see the old atmospheres coming back to the Den quite rapidly. So if you are listening, Gary, on the way into Millwall in the morning, that's how to get the team on side. Play like you did second half. Well, not you personally, but yeah. Set up works away, and we're good at carrying out the plan. But when we're at home, we struggle to adapt to trying to then be on the front foot. I think it's because all our coaches are defensive. I think it is, and also if you look at there's an extended interview on sound only, on audio, but if you look at the little clip what BBC posted out, then what Cooper was saying was that for some reason the players just can't get on it when it's at home, just can't take it to the team, which I think is a bit weird. Maybe it's a pressure. Maybe the pressure and the boo boys and that getting on them. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Great refereeing for our second goal. Absolutely. Big up, lads. Love the podcast. Thanks for the content.
Thanks, David.
But we are going to be next Friday. Let me just double check a date. Yeah, next Friday. Next Friday is the 13th or whatever, isn't it? It's it is Friday the 13th. So next Friday, the following Wednesday, there's a night at the Den. So obviously, unfortunately, Tony, you probably don't really want to enter the competition, but we're going to look at doing a competition, whether it be on socials or on here. We might just do one on socials or something, and one on here. Maybe do the best comment or comment. We'll pick a comment at random, but we're going to give away a ticket or 2 tickets, but 2 separate ones to join us at that on that evening. So courtesy of our sponsors. So yeah, they've given us a couple of tickets, and then you guys can join with us. You're buying your own beer and you're fucking driving your own self there. We're not doing any of that, but we're happy to give you a ticket so you can come and see who is there. There is
Tony Craig,
David Ford, Tony Craig, and Brian Webster. So it should be a good night. If it was like the one with Neil Harris, there's a lot of stories and a lot of everything else. So yeah, it should be a good hearing, and it's all for the Lions Food Hub as well. So Kelly does a wonderful job there. So yeah, and also she's looking out for donations this weekend. So anyone want to chuck her a tin of beans or something, food or money, then do so on Saturday. Do it after the game. Just carry him in a sock first. So yeah, what makes it even more shithousey is after winning the ball, Fleming does the Ronaldo step over, then puts it to George. Do you think SA will be sold in January if no one comes in for Fleming? I don't know. I mean, I'm hearing there's some rumours flying around that allegedly there's some Premiership clubs possibly showing interest now, but I don't know how true that is. And also, I wouldn't know why Premiership are looking at interest now, when obviously they can't put a bid in till
it's unsettling the player, though, isn't it? It could unsettle him. Let's talk again. It's Burnley, isn't it? It's Burnley, with the latest club to be linked with SA.
Well, yeah, possibly. But I think I've heard for a while now, since the last transfer window, well, before when he signed, that Liverpool was snouting around because they've had scouts at some of the England camps and they've been, or they've had people connected and they've been watching him play there. So yeah. David Taylor, good evening. Thanks for joining us on Facebook. David, we've been told that the links aren't working properly, so if you can share this while you're watching it on Facebook, that'd be great, because we're not that shit hot on Facebook to a degree. So yeah, Twitter and YouTube and stuff, we're okay, but Facebook, anyone on Facebook, we could do with all the help in the world of just help getting the message out. Are you both row it out? No, I'm not row it out because I know he ain't fucking going anywhere. You've got to look at it on a financial level and a stability level from the board. And I don't know if you knew, but Steve, I obviously worked very closely with the board for a couple of years.
Ding, 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 ding. Here we have. Here he is.
That's it.
Fan
Quick,
on the balls.
Take a shot. Take a shot, lads. Come on, take a shot. And I think basically what he does is he's a successful championship manager. He keeps us in the championship, keeps us safe. There's no more yo-yoing what we've had before. And because of that then gives stability across the club to be able to get sponsors, get TV revenue, especially next year. We need to stay in the championship because next year is when we will be fucked over beyond grief for Sunday 5:30 kickoffs on the arse end of the world. And all of that. So there'll be lots and lots of changes come next year because there's bundles more money. So hopefully it will work. But because of the money side of it, I don't see, unless something really mad happened with the fans turning and other bits and pieces, I don't think he's going anywhere. And I think he knows that. I think he's been told that. I think he's been reassured of that. And especially the fact that, we lost our chairman, not that long ago. And I think that the board just wants, they need some stability to get James up to speed and get everything done. So, yeah.
I do think on that, though, on that, had John Berylson had obviously sadly not passed away and was still the chairman, I do think that after the was it Leeds? I think it was the Leeds game, wasn't it? After the Leeds game, I do think there would have been real serious questions asked about Rowett staying. But because, as you say, stability, JB Junior probably doesn't want 3 months into his tenure as chairman to be sacking a manager, and I can understand that. Obviously, if it really needs be, then they'll make that decision. But I think you're right. I think it'll be there for the rest of the season unless something drastic happens.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, Christ! I'm trying to find all these. I keep moving out of something and then coming back. Right. There we go. The difference between Swansea and Plymouth games was we took our chances with Plymouth. Fully agree. I'm quite liking this, where the questions are coming in and we're just answering them as we're going through. We don't normally do that, do we? We normally just
waffle.
We just normally make people listen to our bollocks. But no, I quite like this format. So yeah. I totally agree. I agree personally. Do you?
Yeah, and the other thing, what I would say as well is, I think with the Plymouth game, the difference between the two, obviously the creating the chances, but it was also the fact that the goals were really, really well worked. I think that also come into it. Our play to the pass from Watmore, as we all know, was class, and I actually think Saville's finish was class. They're good goals, so the squad is capable, as you said. But as you said, against Swansea, just couldn't hit a barn door.
No, that's it. So don't worry, that's me. Can you do some of these comments for a sec, Stephen?
Hold on, give me a second.
If not, I can do it in 2 secs.
One second. I hadn't actually logged into the login, so.
I can do it. That's all right. I'm back now. I can do it. I was just trying to get an image up, which I've got. So yeah, Rabsy needs a big lump to feed off. Yeah, but who? And we ain't going to buy one. Dan Riggs, in my view, I thought we set up. I don't think we set up or played to Nesbitt's strengths and thoughts.
No, absolutely.
I fully agree with that to a degree, don't you? So yeah.
I don't. That's why I don't think it. I think it's harsh when people sort of judge him and comment on him. I don't think we play to his strengths. If you look at I don't like going off of these videos on YouTube, because you can make anyone look good. I've said this before. You really can make anyone look good. But his goals are in and around the box. It's passes coming in. It's him on the turn hitting shots. We don't feed him the ball. We don't give him the ball to feed. We don't give him. The one time we did was against Stoke, and his finish against Stoke was class at home. So I agree, Dan. I just don't. I think as a player in this bit, we're not getting the best out.
No, I think so. Where I want to see Saville and Denor playing together.
Yeah, so do I. 100%.
Yeah. I think Peter shots. We know each other. I think it was you, or maybe your son, who's got a son, who walked out the players for when we did Wonderwall Cup, I think. And the only reason I mentioned Wonderwall Cup is because I saw a leaflet today when I was cleaning the cupboard. So I saw one of the flyers from there. So yeah. Look at this, first time listening live, and he's getting involved. Can't stop him now, can you? Nesbitt looks like a fish out of water. When he isn't getting the delivery, the long balls just don't suit him.
Yeah, agreed.
Absolutely agree there. So yeah. Cross to who? We have no target man.
Mm-hmm.
No, we don't. Bradshaw and Watmore, we need up top. Who would you play up top, Stephen?
Oh, you put me on the spot now. I don't know. I don't know. I think if Bradshaw's fit, Bradshaw has to play. Personally,
right. Yeah.
He would be a definite. I really would like us to see a little bit more of Nesbitt and give him an opportunity and actually give him chances. But I think that shout of Bradshaw and Watmore is probably, if you're gonna play with and press, it's them two. it's them two because they're going to hassle and hurry defenders. I don't think Nisbet's quite that striker. So if we're going to play a pressing game, then yeah, Watmore and Bradshaw.
Yeah. With Fleming and then Casper behind him, wouldn't you? You'd have Fleming and Casper, and I'd have Saville in the middle as well. And then So, I mean, we come to that in the second hour. We'll come to your teams in that in the second hour. Let's just keep cracking through these. Honeyman would be better in front of Danny Matt. Work it down the line. No, I agree. I think you should have Danny as a right back, and then have Honeyman as the winger, as the right winger. No, to run up and down because they can put the balls and run forward and all that, and then that's putting Danny in his proper position, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it depends. Again, if he steps away, if he comes away from a 5, so if we're playing 4 at the back, then I think McNamara should play as a right back. If you're playing 5 at the back with wing backs, then I think Norton Cuffy has to play. And it does prove a point. Norton Cuffy has just made the England under 21 squad, I think it is. So he's obviously well thought of.
Unfortunately, John Parr, no. We wouldn't be allowed to. But we would be allowed to if we ever decided to maybe, I don't know, do one of those type of nights ourselves, maybe, Stephen, wouldn't we? No one would be able to tell us not to.
Absolutely. And there, without giving away too much information, there may be an opportunity to do such event, but we'll see.
If you actually, we're doing it in a bit, but if you could have, if there was 3 players you would like to be able to ask questions to over your time following and all of that lot, just put 3 names into the comments. Who you would pay to go see an evening with, and we'll come back to those in a bit.
On that, can you, if they do that, if you add in your 3 names, because sometimes people talk about players that are playing at the moment, if you can put the hashtag 3 players in there as well, so we can identify what 3 you're talking about for that.
Yeah, they can't be current. We wouldn't be able to
no, but
current.
it's just sometimes you get confusing, didn't you? Because I can see people are talking about who should be playing up front. So 3 players that you'd like to have an evening with and ask questions with, hashtag 3 players.
Yeah, or maybe hold it and then we'll come back to it in the second half. So that might be easier because then we can get through these comments and all that lot. So yeah, we've got clips for you this evening's show. So yeah, don't worry. We didn't have them Sunday. We were just moaning, weren't we, on Sunday? And we just
It was you and Negative Dan.
Yeah, we just I don't know why, but Dan just put me off, and we just went for mission. So Kenny Jackett was very good at bringing the crowd into play, even if it was only giving Dunny the okay to crunch someone or something. Gary Rowett doesn't do that. No, he don't. I don't know why he doesn't, but I just don't think Gary uses, because of the way he sets up, I think is why it don't. And I think also that possibly behind the scenes, but again, we don't know. Maybe we need to speak to a manager or something at some point to find out what. But I don't know what the fines are like for players to get reds and stuff, because we don't seem to get a lot of reds. So,
I tell you, the other thing on that, and it really frustrates me, and I talk about this a lot. During lockdown, Gary Rowett consistently said, and he used the exact words, "I feel cheated as Millwall manager because I've been manager here when we've had no one in the ground. I haven't been able to have the atmosphere. I haven't been able to have the fans behind me." But now he does have the fans behind him, but he doesn't use the fans. It's very strange. It's really, really strange that he moaned about it consistently for such a long time, and now he's also been getting big crowds. He's not just been getting the 8, 10, 11, 12,000. He's been getting 14, 15, 16,000 upwards. And he just doesn't know how to use this. George Saville, people talk about Alan Dunn putting in a tackle. George Saville is someone that will absolutely go through someone if he needs to break up play and get the crowd going. Don't do it.
No. Dan Riggs, that was Dan Riggs. We passed and moved versus Plymouth, especially you know,
Yeah.
halfway through the second half. That was the difference. I think the comment, what we said on the space, what we did straight afterwards was, it was the first time in a while where we actually played, or not us, but the players were playing for the badge.
It did seem that way. Yeah, it did
yeah.
seem that way.
Yeah, that's what it was. I thought it was about the boy being thingy. Nesbitt looked better pre-season, he did, and then according to some of you on here, I jinxed him. We need a proper number 9 for Nesbitt and Bradshaw to play off. All right, Stephen White, you know that I'm fucking shit with all this, right? Please tell me what sort of a player is a number 10 and what sort of a player is a number 9 then.
So
because nowadays we have a player with, I mean, fuck me, Peter Crouch today is holding up a number 15 shirt, and there's already a number 15 playing at Burton allegedly. So I don't know where he's going to be playing, but unless that's 15 foot tall, I don't know. So
before I move on to the 9 and 10, Crouch also did tweet things aren't what it seems, and there's a story to come out. So there is something with that. Right. So in today's world, a number 10 is what was typically attacking midfielder, someone that plays just off of the out-and-out striker. So the kind of link between the two.
Maradona.
Or a Messi. In today's football, a Messi, someone who drops a little bit deeper to try and influence a play. Somebody like what Zian Fleming or Romain Esse, they would be the typical number 10. And the number 9 is your out-and-out striker, your man that's in and around Erling Haaland, Harry Kane, although Harry Kane does drop deeper, but I think he was more, as a striker, I think he's more effective. Your Bradshaws, your man that's on the shoulder of the defence, the bloke who you're going to put through on goal to try and get on the end of it. Players like, over the years, you look at someone like Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho is a number 10, not an out-and-out striker. Ruud van Nistelrooy, that's an out-and-out. Them kind of players. The difference between the two, the fox in the box.
Yeah, I've got you. I understand. I've got it now. So, yeah. What number was Gary Lineker when he played? Was he 9?
Good question. But back then, it was a little bit... I mean, what pisses me off about today's football, the other night in the Champions League, one of the goalkeepers had 99 on the back of his shirt. It's just stupid. There's no need for that.
We need a crack thingy coaches, yeah. Now, that could be quite a good one. Amaku and Bladders. Do you mean Bradders?
Yeah, again, I think it's just the pressure. Sorry, the pressing game.
There you go for you. Who would you prefer, Amaku and Bradders or Amaku and Nesbitt?
Me personally, I'd prefer Amaku and Nesbitt.
Yeah, I would too. I think
because I think Amaku and Bradshaw. I think Amaku would do a lot more of the running, and Nesbitt would literally be able to just be in and around the box to put the ball in the back of the net. So I would prefer those two. And that's no disrespect to Bradshaw. I can't say anything bad about Bradshaw. Ben will kill me. And I don't. There's nothing.
But he's not here,
against
so
him.
it don't matter.
No, but he'll listen to it back, and I'll get a message from him, and just start from there.
I think, John, Joe, even what you're saying, I sort of agree. I think the problem is we were discussing this the other day on the WhatsApp group. Is the problem you've got is I think as Millwall fans, we basically want too much. So if we have a little bit of, if we say that there's a little bit of glory, then we want all the glory. And the problem is that we don't accept in betweens, and that's the problem we have. Is that unfortunately we are very demanding as Millwall fans, and if you don't do what we want you to do, then we get on your back. I don't think it's anything personal. I just think that, being a Millwall fan, you've put up with all the shit, all the good, all the bad over the years. And when you're not getting all of that, it gets very, very frustrating because you just feel as if you're not getting value for money, especially as nowadays, football is gone up through the roof. So, yeah, here we go. Right. Bradders, Nesbitt, Fleming in a central 10, not drifting wide. Zian more effective dead centre. Do you agree with that then, Stephen?
Absolutely. I can't stand it when Fleming gets put out wide. It's not his position. He's not going to influence the game playing as a winger. He needs to be in and around the box. And he's proved it. His goals that he scores and his assists, I know I know the assist was come from a wide area and a foul, but if you look at him, he's effective in and around the box. He's not going to run past people. He's not a winger.
Yeah.
Get him central.
Honeyman, not a winger.
Do you know what? I actually think, again, Honeyman fits into, he could play in a number 10 role. That link between, I think he's got good feet. He's got a little bit of an eye for a pass. But again, I don't think he's an out-and-out winger. I think last season he was put out wide, didn't have anyone else until Burke joined the club in January.
Let's do that one first and then come to that. I'd play Nesbitt and Bradshaw for 10 games and create a partnership. I don't think we ever know how good then they can be together.
I agree. Yeah,
I agree. I think that's the problem as well. We keep swapping the players around week in, week out, when realistically you should be, trying to get, especially the striking pair and the midfield pair, try and get a partnership going between them. So yeah, same thing to you, Oliver. Share on Facebook for us, Jen.
It doesn't help though with Bradshaw that he got an injury, does it? That didn't help. That if he'd have been fit, Bradshaw would have been. But I don't think Watmore would have got in, and you wouldn't have seen what we got on Tuesday.
No, that's it. 3 players: Teddy, Hurlock, and Brian Horn. I've got 2 of those players in my phone book, so that could happen. Kevin Musker, Andy Roberts, and Dennis Wise. I've got one of those players in my phone book, and I know how to get to another one of those players, possibly. If you're listening, you know who you are. You won't be listening to the live, but you will listen back on the podcast. So yeah. Thing is, this season has been classic Millwall, no more than I expect. 100% agree with you. 100% agree with you, Tony. Mike says Hurlock, Sheringham, and Harris. Again, I've got 2 of those numbers. Teddy, Hurlock, Denzel. Yeah, 2 of those. And I know how to get to the other one. Hurlock, Brian King, and Teddy. Yeah, Brian King's good. I speak to Brian King probably 2 or 3 times a week by text. So yeah, Brian King's definitely a good one, but he is of an age. And it will be a certain level of fans with him. The new fans wouldn't necessarily realise how good Brian King was. But yeah, Brian King has got fucking huge hands. Neil Harris, Kevin Muscat, Teddy Sheringham. Now that would be a show. I tell you who I would go for, because we'd done a video with him before, and he told us the Kevin Muscat story with Warnock that game with Paddy Kenny. I would go for Kevin Muscat, Mark Phillips, and probably David Ford, to be fair, or someone around that, mate. Yeah, someone there who's because they're 3 quite enforcers as such to a degree. Do you know what I mean? There are 3 players what sort of would have it. So yeah, Brian Horn, Jimmy Carter, and Rhino. Yep,
Rhino would be a good one, I think. Rhino would be a great one.
Got all 3 of their numbers. Tony Towney, Malcolm Allen, and Antonio.
I think that's Otto Lukowski. I think that's supposed to be Otto Lukowski.
Yeah, I could probably. I think I might have one of those. So yeah. Now, that's a good call. I agree with you on there. I would love to have him, and I would probably throw in Carter in there as well.
I think the list goes on though, doesn't it, with stuff like that? Like there's so many players. I think if someone that hasn't been mentioned so far, he might have on quotes coming up. I think Bob Robinson. I think it'd be great to have.
But we said no current players, you dickhead. And he's
not a current player.
No, but he's
employed
by the club. No, but
does he play though?
He's playing by. He works for the club.
But you said no current players.
Okay, all right, no worries. Yeah, right. Crouch is a number 9. Oh, there you go. Maradona is a 10. Shearer is a 9. I understand it. Yep. Oh, there we go. Now I understand that. Maradona and Van Basten. Now that is what we could do within our team. That would be great. Ronaldinho now. Sorry, vaguing off. I know we're in Millwall, but Ronaldinho. What a player that boy was with the ball. Yeah, what he couldn't do with a ball was unbelievable. Class. Absolutely unbelievable. I still remember the time where he just kicks the ball up in the air and then just stops it, kicks it back up again, and you're like, mate, unbelievable.
Yeah.
If he was still around now, it'd definitely be one of those who could go for the world record where you drop it off a crate, off the thing.
Yeah.
So
I'd like to see the Millwall players try that actually. That keep lifting the crane up. That'd be quality, just to see how good they are.
I know a man who's got the tallest crane who's got the tallest tower in London, well, in the UK, because it was his firm what got those idiots off Dartford Bridge that day. He's the only one whose tower was up. Right, let's get through these because we are running into extra time now. We've run in 5 minutes of extra time. Gascoigne.
Yes, that is a great number 10. That is a prime example of a number 10, Gazza.
Gazza, unfortunately, just got ruined. Didn't have people around him, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And, I was lucky enough to work with someone who knew Gazza, and we went to a do where Gazza was going to be. And it was early doors, and unfortunately, he was pretty much fucking pissed as I knew at the time in the back of this people carrier flat out on the floor. And, you got to see him, because obviously I knew the other fellow who knew him. But yeah, what a shame to see such a legend he could have been. And 22 years ago, by the way, today, from David Beckham's free kick against Greece.
Unreal.
Right, hold the comments for a sec. Hold the comments if you can, please. Let's just get through these. Lineker was a number 9, but wore number 10, and was famous for doing a number 2. That is very true on the pitch.
Yeah.
On the pitch,
and a politically correct way of saying it as well.
Yeah. One up front will never work. Players don't pass and move. Where are we? Herlock, Razor, Cascarino. Yeah, I'm still not really forgiving Cascarino for when he threw us in front of the bus with all the other stuff. So, yeah, and I'm not going to go into detail on that because I just don't need any of the comments. You'll get us loads of grief. So, yeah, Super Neil Harris, Tim Cowell, and Muscott would be good. Bradshaw is a proven championship goal scorer along with his work rate, gets my vote over Nesbitt. Championship stability under Gary isn't exciting as League One was under Harris. No, I agree. But, the board and all that will just have it. Gary Rowett knows his best team, doesn't know his best team, never has. In pre-season, Rowett was trying Honeyman at right back. Wonder if he'd try him right wing back. Wonder if he'd try him there again once fit. Thought he looked dreadful playing there for the short time I saw. Let's just crack through there. That Millwall podcast, Drive Home with TT Lions TV. Yeah, no, Tony is... where are we?
He's talking about doing it. No, he's talking about the 3 legends to do a night with.
Yeah. Your words, Tony, but yeah, I agree with you. 88 season, 10th. Where are we? 10th above Man United. Also a nice FA Cup tie hybrid. The Millwall went in 3x3. That was at the Arsenal game, wasn't it? That was at Arsenal. So, yeah, don't know about Cass scrubbing then. Right, gents, that's it. We are at the end of the first half, and you've got about 2.5 minutes to go grab yourself a drink, do whatever you need to do, and watch back a game from the 90-91 season.
Albion. Crowds are improving too, almost 11,000 to see Brian Talbot's Albion. And Millwall making the running from the start. Malcolm Allen thwarted that time. With O'Callaghan down the left and Carter down the right. There's a very potent attacking threat. Carter, another irresistible afternoon. Sheringham, the grateful recipient of that one. Takes more than 2 defenders to stop him. Sheringham, the right place at the right time. Going in where it hurts is the cliche. First Ray, then Sheringham. It doesn't hurt so much when the ball finishes in the back of the net. 2-0. Just so nobody gets too complacent, though, a riposte from the Albion. Colin West, the header, the start of the second half. Candidate for one of Teddy Sheringham's goals of the season. There's no shortage. But this shot on the turn must rank with the best of them. 3-1. It's a comfortable finish guaranteed. And there's still more to come. O'Callaghan endures the architects. That man Ray again. 4 home games, 4 goals. Lovely turn off the chest and finish. He's becoming a very popular lad here.
There we go. Then that was the half-time entertainment, and we are back now with you. Right, my question is for part 2, and we've cleared the comments so you can get in these. How much, as football supporters, are you willing to sacrifice your preferred style of play in order just to get results? So that's the question. That's what I want to know. Would you, are you prepared to do that? Are you not? What sort of, if you've got anything else you want to add to that, let us know what your answer is to there. So how much are you prepared to sacrifice your preferred style of play just to grind out results? That's where we are, and we throw some other ones in. So there we go. So we're getting some people in. So yep. Where are we? First one back then. Not a player, but Steve Harrison, the coach, was meant to be mental. Might be a good guest for Tony Warner and Mark Bircham. Why does Rowett persist with Campbell? Currently is a wage thief. How do we not get promoted with that? Rocco, I can't. Rioch. It's because of the Ricoh Stadium, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Tony says, no, don't change it. Let me know, Mickey, if you do a That Millwall podcast football team. I'm your left foot striker. All I need is 10 minutes. I'll get you a hat trick. All right, we'll hold you to that. Results are everything. I'll take 1-0 wins all year round. So, come on in. Get your comments in then, because otherwise you're going to have me and Stephen talking complete bollocks. They knew how to put a ball away then in that clip. Well, we got another one from that season towards the at the end of the show, mate, which is slightly longer. It's about 5.5 minutes. I think there's maybe 2 games in there. But I've got lots of the old games, so we're looking at that. And obviously we've talked about some other bits we're looking to do. We're looking we've got a few different ideas to try and just separate us from what everyone else does, because we just want to try and be unique if we can. They knew how to put the ball away. Yep. Football is a results business. Yep. Give me a fighting, out battling, and booting free kick out the opposition over fancy boot. Is that a boot in FK? What's that? Free kick? Don't know.
I think he means booting the fuck out of the opposition.
Oh,
personally.
there we go. There we go. Booting the fuck out of the opposition over fancy football anytime. Yep. I don't care. Would rather play shit and nick a win than play well and lose. Teddy got 38 goals that season, 91-92. How long, lads, have you been a Millwall fan for?
Mickey's been supporting the club for about 72 years, so he's a long-standing member of the fan club and the fan base. I'm going to get pelters for that at some point. And I've been going. My first game was in 1994, so this is my 29th, coming up to nearly 30 years.
Yeah, mine's from the 90s. So late 90s. So yeah. yeah, and then just thrown yourself into it. So yeah, got loads of bits, and just make a habit, you know, of finding out what's what. And then I've just been involved through, you know, different things. The battle, fan on the board, and now doing a podcast with this rep debate next to me. So yeah, all boring and no fun over a long time is mind numbing. Turn into a NPC. You're going to tell me what NPC stands for then, Stephen? Go on.
Non-playing character, I believe. I think it's a term from gaming.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I don't think it's style so much, but the way we play, the effort, etc., has to be there. I would say the style of play comes second to that. Under the dock, it was a long ball football played into areas, and then it got exciting. Then under Rioch and McCarthy, football style was great. Harris football was exciting. Longish ball under Gary Rowett, boring. I'll take a win if it means 80 minutes backs against the wall to get a 1-0 win. Millwall is in the blood, 36 years a fan. Can't get the next comment up. There we go. First goal at the Den, 1970. 58 years of torture. My birthday on the 12th of this month, I will be 31. Well, happy birthday. That's next Thursday, isn't it? So, yeah, happy birthday, mate. Well done, lads. Always a lion. 48 years riding that roller coaster. Grinding out results is okay if you're watching the stream on the TV, but if you're forking out your hard-earned cash to go to the game, then I want to be entertained, which helps the atmosphere as well. That's a good point.
That is a really good point. I think the problem is that football now, and COVID had a lot to do with this. COVID, you could watch, there was football on every single day, wasn't there? There was something else to do. You had different games playing every day. You just put it on the telly, Millwall streaming and other championship clubs. Yeah. And I think that's the problem. If you don't go to games, which everyone has their reasons, everyone goes or don't, whatever, that's up to them. That's their choice. But if you go to games and fellow who sits in front of me at the Den, John, I believe sometimes he tunes in. So if he is listening, hi John, and his dad. This fella goes to every single game. He dedicates, and he has done for about 10, 15 years. I don't know how long it is. He's been doing it for years. He's been going a lot longer, but he does every game: Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Saturday, Sunday, whatever. He must spend a fortune. And if you're somebody who's that dedicated to a football club and you're going to games, you can't put up. It's hard to say that you don't want to be entertained. It's hard to say that you'd sacrifice, playing styles. But ultimately, if you was to ask him and you was to ask anybody in this group and the guys in the comments, if you could guarantee, if Gary Rowett could give us 1-0 wins from now until the end of the season and get us promoted, every single one of us, unless you can put a really compelling argument against it, everyone would take that. They would absolutely take it to have one season in the Premier League. Unfortunately, where that question slightly falls down a little bit is there's no guarantee of results in football. You cannot guarantee it. So if you're unable to guarantee a result and you're playing a negative brand of football, your house of cards all falls down. And that's where Rowett gets stuck, because it's all well playing a certain way to be solid and compact at the back, but as soon as you concede, your game plan goes out the window. Yeah, so it's really hard. It's hard to find a balance. But I would personally, you give me a 1-0 win every game from now until the end of the season, I really, really couldn't care less, because it would get us into the Premier League for one season and win cause havoc up there.
Yeah, no, totally. I get that, and I sort of agree with you to a degree. David says, lads, do you think they're VAR in the Championship without us knowing? No. What's in the Championship at the moment, and the cameras have been there for ages, is that there is Hawkeye, which basically is for goals. When the ball goes in, it makes a noise to the ref. They have Hawkeye, so if there's ever a question over whether or not a ball went over the line or not. We have that. That is at Millwall.
It's the refs watching it. He has the little watch that. Yeah,
that's in. But VAR, no, because VAR cameras are very expensive. There's something. I think you have to have so many, like 32 different angles or something or whatever. And I don't think that it's worthwhile for Championship clubs to do it. So I don't think they do it. And also, realistically, what is VAR there for? I mean, to me, yes, if the referee is questionable about something what's gone on, then go look at the screen, watch something back and look at it himself. But I don't think you need a room full of people telling you what's what. I mean, that audio that came out the other day was just shocking. There was so many people talking on it, no wonder we didn't hear it. And also, realistically, all you want to know is a goal or not? Did the ball go over the line? We go to football for those, it's offside. No, it weren't, because what they're doing now is they're ruining the conversation. One, for us to have on a podcast, and two, the conversations you have on the way home, in the pub, etc., etc., etc. The next day at work, the Monday morning at work, all those discussions about everything else like that, you're just taking that all away. Football is all about the luck of the draw. Liverpool going, well, maybe we need to replay it. No, you don't, because we probably got, I could probably write you a list of games that we should probably replay as well then, because, we didn't win and it would turn out differently and all of that. Maybe 96 season where we lost, where, realistically, a couple of the other games that season, so we would have stayed up rather than go down. But it's not going to happen.
The other thing is as well with VAR is, I get the frustrations, and the Liverpool incident is a joke. The whole audio, it's an absolute disgrace. But it's clear and obvious. Clear and obvious does not have some bloke drawing lines on a screen and trying to see, all of this kind of stuff. It's not used right. I think there was a comment that come out today. One of the top managers, I think it was Pochettino, said, "It's not the car, it's the people driving the car." And that's the problem, because it's not VAR that's making the decisions. It's the people that are controlling VAR. And that's where I think people need to understand. It's still, there's a human element to it.
Look at that. Ken Clark's been supporting Millwall over 70 years.
That's an effort, that is. That is a lot. That is 70 years of stress. That is 70 years of stress.
Can anyone beat? I mean, 70. So that means, because my mum turned 70 this year. So that means that you started supporting Millwall in 53. So out of that year, if you had to pick one player, Ken, and I've got an idea roughly what sort of era and who, but who would be your one player out of all that year who resonates with you the best as a true Millwall legend player?
I have a name in my mind who I think he's going to say. I've got one.
Yeah. I've possibly got two. Possibly two. But yeah, we'll see. And also, do your player and your manager, Ken, that'd be great. And if there's any other guys, sort of around the 70, following 50, 60, 70 year, then that'd be good for you to get in. So, yeah, I love Fleming Challenge when he won the balls, set up Savile. Yeah, so did we. I thought it was great. Where are we? 38 years at least. First game I proper remember is Palace, FA Cup third round. Where the fuck did that time go? I know. I just want Millwall to win. Over 70 years from Bristol. Wow. Is that travelling to games every game? Or you probably don't come to games now, so yeah. Or you do, maybe, I don't know. From Bristol be a look to it. I didn't realise those vests they wear are linked to sensors around the ground so they can monitor performance. Yeah.
Yep.
All the most of the games now they wear them because it's all about seeing how fast they run every game and all that, because they say that, they can run 10, 15 kilometres a game now, can't they? Which is mad when you think that the game ain't massive. But, if we've played on Millwall pitch, haven't we, Stephen? You look at your Fitbit afterwards and you suddenly go, yeah, I mean, even five-a-side, when you wear your tracer on your wrist, and then after thingy, you could easily run 2-3 mile just on a 6-a-side
Absolutely.
pitch.
Yeah, I play five-a-side regularly on the smaller pitches as well, and you just come off at the end of it and you rack up a lot of mileage, steps, and a lot of calories burnt.
Yeah. I don't like the long ball shit, but Wimbledon won the FA Cup with a long ball. Yeah, they did. They did. So yeah, Joe knows the physio who trained the Crazy Gang, who were looking after them. George Graham won the league playing for 1-0 wins. He did indeed. Time and a place for grinding out results, like away to good teams, should be no grinding out mentally at home ever, or away to beatable sides. Valid point. I'd rather play like Plymouth at home than the cautious, turgid performance we put on at home. Totally agree. Outstanding Ken. Yep, absolutely. I think over 70 years, mate, is great. Scrap VAR. I won't get scrapped because it
too much money.
Eventually, what will happen with VAR is that they will get it all done, and there'll be a little break in between, and that will give TV companies that little bit extra time to bung an advert up while the referee's making decisions. So that 30 seconds, 60 seconds, or 90 seconds, that'd be 2 or 3 adverts. What will suddenly be making, prime time advertisers more money. Let's be honest, that's what football's all about now. The only reason they want more on telly is so they can generate more money. Because these TV companies aren't going to be paying billions and billions of pounds for football rights unless they're going to be getting it back through either people paying subscriptions and stuff or advertisers. So yeah, we have one of the officials who gave it offside in the Liverpool Spurs game tomorrow.
Yeah, we do.
Yep, we do. How many pens would Cooper win if we had VAR? Probably none, to be fair. So yeah, spend a shitload of money every time I get to a game, as have to fly over from Ireland. Average roughly 10 games a season over the last 20 years I've lived here. We'll take a win over entertainment.
I think Rob's on Twitter, engaged with him quite a bit, and I recognise because he's come over from Ireland, and that's the thing, isn't it? If you go to every single game, you kind of know what you're signing up for. I mean, I'm a season ticket holder. I go every home game. I try to get to as many away games as I can, and you know what you're going to get. But if you are a fan that's moved away or further afield or other commitments, when you do go, you want to see your team win. You don't care how. All you care about is seeing your team win. So I can understand that from that perspective.
Yeah. And Dan Skinner, can we replay the Wembley '99 auto glass? Yeah, v Wigan in the auto glass championship. Yeah, brought down the ball. Andy Lindell brought down the ball with his hand before making their winner in injury time.
That was my first ever heartbreak. That I remember being at Wembley, little boy, and just gutted.
VAR stands for very awful refereeing. Different day, same shit.
Mm-hmm.
I know we're all going on about our home form, but remember us poor fuckers that went away for 8 months without a win. Yeah, that must be painful. That's Cheery Louie, innit?
I'll tell you what, on that, a few years ago, I went for a spell going to. I used to do a lot of in League One. We did a lot of the away games. We went everywhere, and I went for a spell of about, I think it was 13 away games in a row without seeing us win. It was over the course of, and it just become the norm that we wasn't going to see us win away from home. So Paul, I have been there. I get that. It's horrible. It is absolutely horrible.
Looks like Richard Lacey started it off then. He's picked Bart, Bryan, Harding, Cooper, Norton, Cuffey, Leonard, Saville, Casper, Fleming, Nesbitt, Bradshaw. If you want to put your teams in the comments now, then yeah, do so. Not a problem at all. VAR is there to sway results for the betting companies, in my opinion. We're being taken for mugs. See, there was someone else was talked about this the other day on TalkSport, I heard, where they were saying that this is all about betting companies. It's these decisions are all there for betting companies. Who was it? There was a clip from Ben Foster, who I posted it on the group, didn't I? Where Ben Foster basically was saying that pretty much that. He said, it was weird that it happened, and then all the way through half time, there was no discussion about it. Then about 10 seconds before they come out, there was discussion about it. And then obviously, he made some accusations there that, he alleged that maybe VAR and Sky, sort of were in communication. Maybe he said, don't say it, we cooked up. But yeah, watch the clip if you're not saying.
The clip. I know you can't possibly know every single individual bet, but there was a bet that was posted on Twitter on just after the game or during the game. It might have even been before kickoff, and the guy had put like someone to get booked, someone to score, someone to do that, and the only thing that didn't come in on his bet was Luis Diaz to score. He had Son to score, he had assist, he had all this kind of stuff, and he was on for about 10 grand, and he was moaning and saying, I won't pay now. Someone deserves to pay me after this. You're not going to get that. That's never, ever going to happen. But it wouldn't surprise me if if you look at like every time there's an advert in the football, you get that twat from Bet365, don't you? What's his name? Ray Thingy, who comes up
Winston.
with this, that, and that's it. And it really wouldn't surprise me, as you say, that at some point, like they do in the old American football, that VAR will come up and they'll have an advert going across the screen.
Yeah.
At some
100%.
point.
Yeah, 100%. So David Ruse says, I saw my first game in 1956 when I was 5. I'm still a season ticket holder now. My favourite player was Len Julians, isn't it? Len Julians. Brian King spoke about him a few times when we've had him on the show. Which if you've not seen those, check through the YouTube videos, go back a bit, and you'll see that some of the players we've had, especially like the 70s, where we've done the 5 or 6 from the 70s. So yeah.
Can you
Ken
put
says,
them in? I was going to say, can you put some of those interviews in the description when, like, so?
Yeah. I can put them in if you want. So yeah, Keith Weller was favourite player, manager Billy Gray. Before your time, 100% before my time.
Keith Weller wasn't the name that I had.
I had Kitchener. Or I can't think of the name now. Before Brian King, the keeper before Brian King.
Brian Hall, was it Brian Hall?
No,
or was he after him?
No, Brian Hall was in the 80s. Yeah. So, yeah, right. Where are we? You've lost my thought there. Right. Sometimes it's like we've lost our identity at home. Teams come with confidence and walk all over us. Gary needs to get off his arse, then sitting down for the whole game. Yeah, 100%.
We have definitely lost our identity at home. 100%.
Yeah. Norton Cuffey, don't know whether to attack or defend. Not his fault. Down to Rowett. Disagree. I want a good performance. Recently, they have been awful.
Can you go back? Sorry, can you go back to that, Evan? Just to ask, and if you can come back in the comments, just really, really curious on that. So, if you saw us play our next 6 games and we played really, really well, but we didn't win any of them, would you be happy?
It's by comments here. He's going to come back in about 10 minutes with an answer.
No, I know. But it will get to it. Obviously, we put all the comments on it. I'm just really curious. So if on our next 6 games we played fantastic football, but we didn't win any of them, would you be happier than if we perhaps didn't play particularly well in the 6 games, but we won 3 or 4 of them?
Chris used to do about 40 a season. Now it's down to 30. 1958, you're right, Mickey. See, I was there. So yeah, 53. So yeah, so he's 70. So he went when his first game was 5, same as the other fellas. So yeah, Christ, 1958. What was those who gave like 1958, 1956 your first game? Can you remember the game the first game you went to? Leonard in midfield, 100%. Got to go, boys. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Yep. Good morning, Tony, and enjoy your day at work.
Enjoy, Tony.
Yeah, we'll be back Sunday night, so we'll see you Sunday night, Tony. Bart, Mac, Harding, Cooper, Brian, Denore, Saville, Watmore, S.A., Fleming, Bradshaw. That's quite a strong team. Could you lads do a live seminar one night for a small fee, some of it going to veterans charities? I've got no problem doing a seminar. What do you mean, Steve? Do you mean to do like show one of the old games or something? I've got no issue doing that, mate, and I've got no issue with a small fee of all of it going to a veterans charity, mate. I wouldn't be interested in taking any of it. I'd put it all towards a veteran charity, and so much so that I'd probably put the veterans charity up. You donate to that, the small fee, and then just send a screenshot or something, and then you'll get a link. So I've got no issues. I wouldn't be interested in taking any money. Same as if we did do a live one, all the money would go to charity, mate. It's not for us. We do this for the fun of it, because we just like talking bollocks. So yeah. Alex Stepney. Yeah, that was the player I was thinking of. So yeah, thank you for that. I look at this. David, goalkeeper. Mac, right wing back. Cooper, centre back. Leonard, centre back. Harding, centre back. Brian, left wing back. Saville, centre defence midfield. Denors, centre defence midfield. Fleming, Cam, what's that?
Centre attacking
midfield. And Namaku, striker, and Nesbitt, striker. Again, a good one. So hello lads, my daughter is coming all the way down from Sheffield Uni tomorrow for a game, and I have to get up at 3 o'clock Sunday morning to drop her back for work. Those fuckers better turn up.
They do for you, Paul, and your daughter.
Yeah,
they do for all of us, but I hope they do for your daughter.
Sheffield's not that far away, you know. It's only a few hours, mate. Considering when you travel all over the country, mate, that's a local journey for you, isn't it? Chewy, so yeah. Why does Rowett stick with Campbell? Don't know. I reckon the day he leaves, we'll probably find out that it was probably in his contract or something. I don't know. Was it Alex Stepney in goal before Brian King? Yes. I think it was, because then there was another keeper before when he left, I think, because I remember one of the interviews I did with Brian where a fan come up to him and told him that you'll know Alex Stepney at the beginning, where he wasn't great. So yeah, it depends if it's tactically good, because then it will eventually work out in the future. It would be a step forward. At the moment, we don't look like we know how to play. Yeah,
fair enough. That was in response to that was the guy who said about he wanted good performances. That was his response.
Ray Winston's claim to fame was when he pissed on Ronnie Cray when he was okay. Never heard that before, but yeah. My first game was Wolves at home. Steve Claridge penalty, 1-0 Wall. Can't remember the year or the date. I'm sure someone in the comments will tell you. Yeah, Mickey, top man.
That was in relation to the vets.
Oh, yeah.
Thing.
Best bet for, was you thinking of Stepney? Yes, I was. I lived in Lewisham, both the old and new den went home and away. Come on, Wall. Come on, you Lions. Yeah. Ray Winston, R.E. Winston when he was a baby. Ah, okay. That makes sense now. I was thinking, fucking hell, I did get rid of that piece, you know. But yeah, currently Birmingham 2, West Brom 1, Friday night football after 60 minutes. Thanks very much for that. It is, but I have to be back for 10 for my boys' game, the things you do for this club and the things you do for your daughter. So, yeah. Laurie Leslie. Yes, that was the keeper in between and Alex Stepney and Brian King. So yeah, rather take the fine than play Campbell, but knowing us, Saville will get a red card. So back to Campbell. Back five. I never saw. Best back five I never saw was Stepney in goal. Back four for Gilchrist, Snowden, Wilson, and Cripps. Yeah, Gilchrist was supposed to be a player back then as well, wasn't he? And Wilson. So yeah, I'm still in New Cross, stuck in traffic for the length of the show probably. I was at the Wolves game, April 2002. I'm pretty sure. Good old Claridge. So it's amazing that no one's mentioned Claridge. So yeah, get your teams in, and also we are we're coming towards the end of it. So Stephen's disappeared. I know he's back, and
you disappeared as well. It went funny there.
It was you disappeared, but yeah. But anyway, let us know what your predictions are for tomorrow's game as well. Give us your predictions for tomorrow's game. That would be superb if you can get those in the comments. Sweet Dan, I thought I got the scoreline wrong. No. Sure, Leslie was ex-West Ham. Don't know, to be fair. Probably someone in the chat will be able to tell us. So, yeah. Christ, it's been an exhausting show today. The comments have not stopped.
No, it's good though, and I say this. We say this every week, and I say it. Joe, Omar, Ben, everyone, Dan, who does the shows, and us, obviously us too. Like, we do it because we enjoy doing it. We love doing it. As Mickey said, it's not about earning a fee. You know, we're more than happy if we did get anything on anything like that, we'd give it to the vets. We have bets between ourselves that we end up paying to charity. So, you know, we're happy to do stuff like that. We're not in it for the money, but without the comments, without these guys, it would make for us just waffling and talking and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, no, it's brilliant. It's brilliant that all the comments come in.
David says back 10, so 0-0. Joe says get your mortgage on a 0-0. If the current status where we've gone win, draw, lose, and we win, draw tomorrow, definitely could be a good call. Completely inconsistent, 2-1 defeat. Ooh. Cripps was ex-West Ham. He was, but he played for the youth, didn't he? I think, and then played for us. Predictions for tomorrow, as I can't make it, I'm sure we'll win 4-0. Steve says Millwall 2, and Hull 2. What do you think of the team then? Going for 2-1 win, Zian and Nisbet. 2-1 win. Come on, Millwall. I love the positivity. Come on. That's it. Where are we? Bart, Danny, Mack, Harding, Cooper, Brian, Saville, Denore, S.A. Fleming, Watmore, Bradshaw, 4-2-3-1, 3-0 win, Millwall. Yeah, I told a whole podcast earlier that I reckon 2-0 tomorrow. Cover those legs tomorrow, Stephen.
Right. Chris, you really sounded like a little bit of a stalker. So I am...
Be warned that Chris is old school, so you don't want him creeping up on your shoulder, all right?
The weather this weekend looks amazing, so I will be wearing shorts. For anybody that does see me around the ground, I look like Casper the Ghost. So yeah, you'll spot me a mile off.
Yeah. I've got no issue with that, but I don't. I drink, but I don't really drink, and I don't like getting really drunk. So yeah, but that's fine. Everyone else can. If you watch the clip, what's floating around this too. There's one on the podcast with Negative Dan on about 10 pints deep, which is really entertaining. I'll put it in the description of this afterwards if you want, or I'll post it on Twitter. And also the bit what the club posted from the goal celebration on there, you'll see that Negative Dan was there as well. So yeah, he was quite famous.
He was living his best life in that clip, wasn't he?
Yeah. Got more chance of predicting the lottery. Can't remember how many times everyone at work says your team has let me down again, even though I do tell them never bet on Wall.
Yeah, absolutely.
Never bet on Wall. Right, team Bart, Danny, Leonard, Harding, Cooper, Brian, Sav, Casper, Fleming, Amaku, and Nesbitt. I want what's Mike on. Oh yeah,
he said 4-0.
4-0, didn't he? Yeah. I have no idea what to predict. We lost 3-0 to Swansea, yet we beat Plymouth 2-0. Yep. David is my son. Okay. Wow. So David, yeah, Christ. Tell Rowett, we just want to be entertained. So my son don't deafen me in my ear hole, and I think I bore 1-1 draw. Stephen. You got to be careful, fella.
Come and say hello. Come and say hello.
Oh, that's terrified him now.
Two rows. Two rows. That's interesting. I wonder because all the people that sit around, like we've recognised people. I've probably seen him hundreds of times. So, Chris, come and say hello.
All I'd say is, yeah, Stephen. You know, on the writers group.
Mm-hmm.
On WhatsApp, if you look in there's a picture of him.
Oh, I'll have a look. Yeah. Come and say hello.
I think so. I think there is, but I have seen a picture of him, so yeah, maybe. But yeah, it'll be great if we score in the first minute, then hold on from there. Christ, that's a bit optimistic, isn't it? I'll have a beer with you tomorrow, boys. Beer tent job. There you go. Sounds like a deal. Never bet on Wall. No. Who's negative Dan?
Dan Sexton.
Who done the show with me last Sunday? That's negative Dan. Or positive Dan now. So yeah, you always have a crowd around you.
Yeah, that's just the people that I've met for a meal. Obviously, my dad's with me. He's always with me. He don't bite. But yeah, just come say hello. It's all right. But I'm wearing shorts tomorrow, so that's just the end of it. Nice knowing you, Steve. Yeah, you won't see me again on that Millwall pod. This is my last show.
Do you know what? What I think
Chris is going to have me.
What we need to do is one game in it. We get a load of t-shirts turn up, and we just have on the back going, "Yes, I am Stephen from the podcast." And I'll just have, "Yes, I was fan on the board."
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, the comments are drying up, and pretty much, I suppose we are getting to where we are. So that crowd's all admiring Stephen's legs. So
yeah. This is so bad. This is so bad. I might have to move my season ticket now.
It does have a crowd around him. I'm included. Do you know Mike?
I think so. I know the name, but I need a picture. Just. Yeah.
Do you know tomorrow? Yeah, you're going to get so much. So yeah, do you know that?
Yeah, so, look, guys. As I say, just come and say hello. It's
I'll
always
tell you
good
what
fun to talk to people.
We'll do a thingy. Yeah, listen, right. If you're there tomorrow and if you're sitting like where it seems as if there's a few of you what sit around Stephen, right?
I've just seen the comment from Mike. The guy. He sits right in front of me. Mike is a really, really nice guy. He also used to be a ref.
Okay.
So
just blow him out.
Yeah,
hey? Nice,
he used to be a ref.
Nice. So yeah, but what I was going to say is right. Just hashtag stalking Stephen and just post some pictures. Tag us in and then just post some pictures without telling Stephen that you're posting them. We'll find out what Stephen's up to during the match. So any of the embarrassing photos, picking his nose or scratching his ass or so, just keep clicking away and keep posting stalking Stephen, and yeah, we'll go from there. I think that'd be quite funny. Not for you,
yeah,
Stephen,
yeah, great,
for us.
Great
for us.
Yeah, fantastic.
Great show again, lads. See you at the Den tomorrow. Yeah. No, we don't. Move away from block 10. Whoa, he's even giving out your block now. Oh, right. Mate.
Do you know what? For anybody.
Danny Mac, block 10 now, yeah? Just aim for block 10.
For anybody, because we might as well do this, I sit directly in the middle of the H, literally right in the middle of block 10. Just come and say hello. If you want to take the piss I'm wearing shorts, come and take the piss out of me wearing shorts. It's absolutely fine, but it's not going to change.
I used to sit block 10 right at the top, block 10, block 9, straight at the top with Big Rich. If you know Big Rich, there's a famous photo of him at Cardiff with the half blue and half white bare chest. He's a big lad, but he's a good lad. I used to live next door to him in the Cliftonville Tavern, and those of you old enough who used to drink in there or whatever, mate, there in a brown coat and the golden lion, and yeah, mate, back in the day when the pubs around there were good, or we had pubs around, and the brown coat, and what was the one on the Alderton Road with the pennies? Barnaby, and even the Canterbury when that was a boozer as well. I remember going in the Canterbury once, and out the back there was 2 speedway bikes. I think the people who owned it, their boy was a speedway rider. And they never used to leave the bikes in the van, and they used to leave them in the back of the pub, like in the corridor at the back of the pub between the kitchen and whatnot. Used to be this speedway bike with real fucking bubbly tyres or whatever with the bits on, because they used to race in the sand and that. So yeah, but yeah, pointless fact we didn't really need. So yeah, unfortunately, Stephen, it is our row. Oh dear, all over it, Mickey. There we go. You see. It's hashtag stalking Stephen and copy us in, and we'll retweet you all. And if anyone posts it and we're not following you already, then we'll follow you straight back as well. All right. So
immediately banned from the stream.
No. Good show, lads. Have a good day tomorrow. Thank you very much. Those shorts. Stalking Stephen. I don't mind you spelling it out that way, but he will get funny.
No.
Because he spells it the Ponzi way with a STEPH. So
wow.
Yeah,
there's a quote coming. There's a comment coming. I've just seen it come up on. You wait.
Green khaki shorts would come to mind with that. Oh, mate. Enjoyed it tonight. Thanks. No problem. Cliftonville boss had 2 nasty Alsatians. Yeah, it depends on. Yeah, he did. Yeah. Well, who was there? There was. I mean, Tom overall owned that, and he owned the Barnaby as well. Not the Barnaby. The brown coat. He owned both of those. And then when I lived there, Steve was there. Stephen. I can't think of his wife's name now. Fucking hell. But yeah, I tell you, I've never seen a man drink like Steve, who used to run the Cliftonville. And I mean, where you got the traveller site down Ilderton Road, we were one of the only pubs what allowed them to drink in the pub. So Steve didn't care. Their money was good, and we never had trouble in. Well, we never had trouble in there. We did, but it was all right. Because I come in a few times where I walked through the back door, and there was 2 there squaring up to have a bare knuckle fight at the bottom of my stairs, and it was like, oh, duck through, off you go, sort of not getting involved. But I saw Steve one time with one of the traveller guys who was called, I think it was called Par, to be fair, but then quite a few of them were called Par. But they filled up 2 fridges full of Budweiser, and both of them drank them all and then filled the fridge up some more to have another go. Mate, I have never seen anyone drink like him. It was unbelievable. What he could put away was just unbelievable. Going to start calling Mickey Sylvester from the Addams Family all banter.
David, if you would like to just have a quick Google of Hood from Thunderbirds, Sylvester or Hood is the running theme.
Yeah, the Hood. Yeah, the Hood. I don't mind. I've been called that plenty of times before. I don't give a shit. I can take it. If I give it out, I've got to be able to take it. But,
absolutely.
So then, we are. Anything you want to say, Stephen?
I'm only going to say I'm going to predict Mill to win 2-0 tomorrow. I'm feeling pretty confident going to the international break with a win. I wouldn't change too much from the team from Tuesday. The only change for me would be Campbell out and Sav in. Yeah,
no, that would be the same with me. I would totally agree with that. What I would say here, just before I say my other bit, where are we? Let me find a picture of what I wanted to put up. Is that one. So if I take you out. So, there is another hashtag there of Free George Savile. We will post a video in the morning and get that going. That's pretty much it. We get these ones in. Great show, lads. Love the podcast, lads. Great show. Liked and subscribe, people. Yeah, like, subscribe. Yeah, definitely. If you're watching YouTube, first time you've watched this, then please do subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook, remember to share and get your mates to get joined in. Good stream, lads. Hopefully catch you again tomorrow. Mickey looks more like Gar. Oh, God. Do you know I've been called that as well before? Fucking hell. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Do you know what? I think on Sunday's show, mate, we'll do lookalikes and see. We'll have to do some with you. So, yeah, with them. Right then, gents and ladies, thank you very, very much. Thanks, Lloyd. Enjoy the show. Canadians are boring. Yeah. Look at who's running your country, mate. Says it all, doesn't it? So, let's find your video for the close. It's just under 6 minutes, 5 minutes 48. Thank you very much for tuning in. It means the world to us to have you with us on a Friday night. We are the only podcast that does true live interaction, and you are the talking point. We are done for another week, and that is it. So, yeah, no rant from me because I did have one, but I can't be asked, to be fair. I just want to watch these goals. Thanks very much, and we'll see you again Sunday night. Laters.
3 without a win then as Brighton arrive.
24 minutes gone, still no score. Wilkins, Cunningham did well to get a foot in, and he finds Stevenson. Stevenson chip in towards Goodman. Shivers with the header away. Back in again for Goodman, who turns and shoots and scores, and it's 1-0. Millwall take the lead. John Goodman gets his 4th senior goal. I think Waddock saw him. Between Waddock and Dawes, they get a little bit of space, and the ball forward to Goodman, laid back for Browley. First time shot. Oh, what a goal from the skipper. Looking for Small, the chest off, no problem for McCleary. He finds Browley, who turns, and off he goes again. Finding Sheringham in the middle. Little ball through for Goodman to latch onto, and oh, what a save by Digweed. Almost number 3. They split, Sheringham shoots, and it's hit the post, and somehow Digweed has grabbed it at the second attempt. My word. And his ball over the top, cut out by Stevens, who finds Cunningham. Now Sheringham, a little flick inside for Goodman. He controls, gets into the area, bit of space, looks up, shoots. Oh, off the inside of the post and back into the arms of Digweed. Waddock, now Cunningham. Cross from Cunningham, it's an awkward one. Sheringham jumping with Digweed, and Sheringham getting in there and scoring. Number 26. Fabulous header from Teddy Sheringham, an excellent cross. Taken quickly, Waddock for Sheringham. Little lay off for Alex Ray into the area, lays it off for John Goodman, who shoots, comes off Digweed. And as Sheringham came herring in, Digweed grabbed it at the second attempt.
And there'll be more of Brighton later. The Lions holding 6th place in the table. Before and after the next game, a hard-fought one down on the south coast against Portsmouth, which finishes goalless. Next, Swindon Town.
Back up again, and a chance here for the first strike of the match as Teddy Sheringham lines up to have a crack, bends that round. Oh, that's a fine shot, and it's well held by Fraser Digby. On ball from Hazard for White to chase. Oh, the mistake here sets White away. Shearer belting into the middle, and White goes by himself. And a let off there for Millwall. Paul Stevenson now. Goodman chasing, the ball played over the defender. Goodman carrying on past Gittins, a chance here. Oh, that's brilliant by Goodman. Just past the far post. There's a chance here for Goodman. Gets a shot in. Oh, drives it just past the far post. And he hasn't even played a reserve game since that suspension, so he'll be a little bit rusty, I would think. Oh, and a magnificent save! O'Callaghan's there. Will he have a strike? This is O'Callaghan. Oh, perfect shot! Brilliant shot straight into the net. And the substitute fires Millwall into a deserved lead. That's a good ball too. This is Alex Ray into the box. Sheringham's in the middle, but he can't get it across. A chance for Goodman. Oh, and it's over the top. Goodman still going. Gittins getting in there. This is Ray. Ray tries a shot. Oh, and that wasn't far away.
And a useful win against a team very much on the fringe as promotion contenders. Middlesbrough, though, very definitely.
Hit it from 35 yards. And I doubt whether he scored many goals like that before.